Hey everyone, this is Randy with the Ameritalent Agency, and we've decided here at the agency to start doing a series of live videos called Beyond or Behind the Agency. And the whole purpose of Behind the Agency is to kind of loop the talent in so everybody's on the same page on what Ameritalent expects of their talent and kind of how we operate business, so you can see what happens after you send an email. First, I want to start by introducing myself. My name is Randy Lang, and I own Ameritalent Agency with my father. My father is Robin, and my dad started something called Aurora Entertainment back in the 70s. We're from Aurora, Illinois originally, and that kind of morphed into something called Lang Productions, and Lang Productions kind of had its heyday in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s with a really popular disc jockey service in the Midwest called Puttin' on the Hits. And my dad's background was kind of in radio, and he was a guitar player in a band, so he's always been in entertainment, and I was kind of born into this industry. So once I graduated high school in 2000, I started helping book and produce trade shows, special events. He used to do, if you remember, if you're from Chicago, you'll remember when 6-peat and 3-peat with the Chicago Bulls was a big thing. He was an agent for several of the Chicago Bulls, and he would book them for autograph appearances, celebrity appearances, and even before that, back when All My Children and soap operas were a huge deal, he started doing celebrity appearances and went around the circuit and opened Kmart's across America with a program called Soaps on Stage that booked different celebrities for that. So we go way back. Current day, we are a Ameritalent agency. It got rebranded in the early 2000s, and it like I said, our roots kind of go back to the 70s, but I didn't start getting involved until my late teens, early 20s, in the early 2000s. So basically my dad is dealing with the entertainment division. He books a lot of bands, festivals, celebrity appearances, variety acts. He himself is a hypnotist, so he used to be on tour for all over the country doing schools across and college across America. And I was on tour with him as a sound technician and video person for a while. He used to produce a bunch of bridal shows across the US. So when I was little, like 5 years old, I was helping him skirt tables. So I kind of came up in the industry. Once I got out of high school, I discovered trade show and promotional modeling. I myself am pretty short, and I'm a size 8, so I had no chance at all in the fashion modeling industry. And I just found this little niche, and it started off as a cool, fun job that got me out of working at the tanning salon or doing hair. I was a licensed cosmetologist at the time, and doing hair was great, but it was more fun going down to McCormick Center in Chicago and doing trade shows and working for some fun liquor and beer brands. When you were 21, that was a big deal. So here we are, 37 now. My dad is older now, and he's doing a lot of entertainment business consulting, and he's still booking fairs and festivals and doing variety acts through Ameritalent as well, along with his own projects. And if any of you personally know me, I've had Ameritalent for a long time. I more so handle the promotional division. We are based in Las Vegas now, although we still have roots and a lot of clientele and clients that we service out in Chicago, so we kind of go back and forth. The talent agency is nationwide, so our roster of talent covers the whole entire US. I can speak to the trade show side and the liquor modeling side. Promotions, we've got a large roster of talent. I still travel as talent non-exclusively with several other agencies as well as my own on the automotive trade show circuit, and I've done that for 12 years. So any of you who know much about auto show know that that's about an 8-month gig, and you need something to fill in the cracks. And lucky for me, I can do Ameritalent's contracts and paperwork and sales all around me working the auto show circuit, and my dad can do it around his entertainment business consulting. So anyway, the point of this video is to kind of go over this talent submission process. Over the years, things have changed. It used to be that you would have to get a composite card, and it was basically a little bit bigger than a 5x7 or half a sheet of paper. So basically, take a normal piece of paper, fold it in half. Composite card would have your headshot, body shots, maybe a couple different looks, your name, no contact information, usually just the agency's contact information, or maybe if you were trying to book yourself, you might have a sticker that had your own contact info. But the whole point of agency-friendly material is it doesn't have your contact information. Those composite cards or headshots with your resume printed on the back, hard copy are fine, but we're more in a digital era right now, so a lot of this stuff, I remember back in the 2000s, you used to have to scan it, right? Now you can just get your headshots taken and have it all digital, which is great, but that poses some problems, especially in this day and age with social media. So that's what I wanted to talk about, is proper and improper submissions. So I'm going to use this casting that we have going right now. There's a trade show in Dallas in October that Ameritalent's currently casting for a long-standing client of ours. And it's a trade show. So a trade show is a conservative environment. There's a lot of men and women working in a professional setting. They don't want to see bikini shot submissions, nightclub submissions, little baby shorts, you know, Daisy Duke type submissions. They want a professional, smiling, mainstream, approachable, friendly headshot. And if there is a body shot that you have that's professional quality, those are perfect for submitting. And third on the list above the head and body shot would be an actual picture of you at a promotional event or you at a trade show. We do accept demo reels of you doing narration or corporate presentations, as long as there's no direct contact information on there. I know with Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, people are all about making their own brand, which is great when you're booking yourself. But when you involve a professional agent that has clients of their own, they don't want you putting out your own contact info for your own safety and for the sheer respect of the fact that the agency has put time, effort, and money into obtaining that client. So when you're listed with an agency, you're working representing them, not yourself. So social media is great, but not when it directly has your contact information in it, so we can't use that. So I do have a couple submissions that I wanted to go over. So this is my office. This is a home office. I work out in my house and I work on the road. My laptop is my office, so my office is wherever I make it. But I'm going to read over this casting that we have from Ameritalent for this trade show in Dallas. So there's a casting. I can send you the link. It is on the Ameritalent Facebook page. It's also on my personal page, Randy Lang. If you're trying to follow Ameritalent at all on Instagram, it's just Ameritalent. And I don't think it says agency. It's just Ameritalent. Let me double check. I maintain the account all the time, but I don't even remember what it's titled right now. Let me go in here. So let's look. Ameritalent Agency is our Facebook. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just under Ameritalent. So this is, where are we? That's what we look like on Instagram. A lot of different pictures of some of our variety acts. They're not all just modeling gigs. And then if you guys want to follow me personally on my personal channel, Desert Road Gypsy is actually my screen name. So I'll put that up here. Desert Road Gypsy. I do a lot of other stuff besides the talent agency. I sell on Poshmark and do all kinds of stuff. So that's more for my other page. So we'll save that for that channel. But as far as the casting, let's go back to that. So Ameritalent is seeking 2 females. Sorry guys, for this one, the client is requesting females. Facebook doesn't like that when they see it as discriminatory when I have a client that's specifically asking for females. In this day and age of the Me Too movement, it's a little difficult to get these castings to circulate because they get flagged all the time. Let me just clarify. Yes, I'm based out of Las Vegas, but this talent agency has never booked entertainment of the sort of exotic entertainment or adult entertainment. The only thing adult we do would be beer and liquor promotions, and you have to be over 21 for those. But we have never dabbled or done anything in that range. And a lot of people don't know this fact. But in Clark County, brothels and prostitution is actually illegal. So the people that have that misconception, we used to get a lot of calls when we had a landline ringing in the middle of the night. Hey, I need a lady of the night. And I'm like, yeah, dude, we're not that kind of agency. Sorry, we can't help you there. So all the stuff we book is typically trade shows and promotional related. So we don't book that kind of stuff. So if you're following this channel or following our Facebook thinking that's what this is, you can delete us, okay? We don't do that. So anyways, back to this Dallas casting. It is, let's see, Ameritalent is seeking 2 females for a print trade show in Dallas, Texas. Talent must be willing to work as a local. Travel will not be reimbursed. If you do this all the time and you travel for a living and you have travel points, just send me your day rate inclusive of hotel as long as you can get there. What drives me insane is when people aren't from the region they're applying for work for, they say they can get there and we book them and then something happens. So I will take you off the roster and never send you another email again if that's what's gonna go on. On the flip side, I have a great friend in Vegas actually. Her husband used to work for Southwest Airlines. She could fly standby all the time. She knew how to back time it to make sure she had several chances to catch a flight to get to the city that she was going to and never had a problem with any of that. So don't be discouraged just because something says travel isn't paid for. Just set your day rate high enough to make sure you can cover your hotel if you're willing to travel. But the clients don't want to deal with travel and things like that. An agent might do that. I know our auto show circuit agency is fine with coordinating travel. Sometimes Ameritalent will do that. If we personally know the talent, if the talent was requested and they're from a different market than where the trade show is, we'll do that sometimes. But if you're submitting and you've never met me, we've never worked together, you've never worked for Ameritalent before, I need to see as much on you as I can. If you have a demo reel, if you have a professional headshot, body shots, if you have a complete resume with a cover letter to your email, like introducing yourself, telling me if you speak multiple languages, that's the stuff that I need to hear to represent you in your best light. So these little screenshots that we have of an Instagram account aren't gonna fly. So this video is a little bit of a rant out of frustration, but if you're not taught, I do think you should know if you're trying to work at a professional level in this industry. But if you haven't been taught, I'm here to help you. So back to the casting. Talent must be willing to work and travel as a local. Travel will not be reimbursed. Ameritalent will reimburse for the $15 per day parking garage fee at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Convention Center in Dallas on your final paycheck, as long as your parking receipts are submitted via email within 24 hours of the booking conclusion. So this is all an e-casting that went out to all the talent that is registered with the Ameritalent roster. If you want to get on the roster, you can send me an email at Ameritalent, AMERITALENT, agency, AGENCY, at mac.com. That's my personal email and the agency email. I'll get that, and just give me your first, last name, your home market, and then I'll put you in the database. If you see any of the casting circulating on any of the Facebook or Instagram accounts, if you click the link, I'm reading you the casting that went out. And in the upper left corner, there's a subscribe button. Let me see if I can pull it up on my phone so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Let's pull it up here. Facebook. Okay, so right now I'm going to the Ameritalent page. I'm trying to. All right, so let me pull it up here. Oh boy, there's the live video. Let me scroll past that. Okay, so it's like the third or fourth thing down. So there is, let's see if I can get it. There's a picture, that's actually the client, one of the clients that this casting's for. Hold on a sec, I can't see my own picture here. You move the casting out of the way. So there's a hyperlink there. So I'm gonna click this blue link at the top of the page, and it's gonna take me to exactly what I'm reading you right now. So in the upper corner, you see the subscribe button. If you tap that, my nails are not done. Sorry guys, I just ripped off acrylics. You can opt in for our email list right there. And then all these castings you will actually get. So, and I don't segment it. It's easier for me just to have everybody in one database because so many people have travel points and fly around. It goes out to everybody in the entire database, not just the people in Texas. I don't hold files, so I don't keep headshots on file. I don't keep resumes on file. So every casting is a fresh casting. So don't think, oh, I've sent you my pictures before, I'm not going to send them again. I don't do that. It takes up too much space. The turnover is too high. People come in and out of the industry. Photos are updated. So I use the database to send out actual casting calls every time we have one that we need to fill. So definitely opt into the email list if you haven't already by clicking that hyperlink on any casting that we have listed on the Facebook page. Or like I said, email me direct and we'll put you on it. So anyways, going back to this casting, it's taken me forever to get through. Sorry, I'm long-winded, but I want to make sure you guys get it because this is why some of you aren't getting booked. So let's see. So for this specific gig, we will reimburse for parking. It's not always like that. So each casting has its own thing. Let's see. So Printing United trade show, it tells where it is, tells the dates, October 23rd to 25th. Call time's always a half an hour before. So if the gig is 9 to 5, we expect you to show up there at 8:30 just so you can contact the client, get your badge, they can get you into the trade show. The submission instructions, this is so important, guys, because even if I don't know you, this is your first audition. If you don't submit right, I know that you don't take the time to diligently read through your emails and you skip stuff, and that makes me nervous and makes me not trust you with the client. So this, I can't tell you how many people have sent me questions that say, what's the rate for this? Or something that I already answered in the email. So in these specific submission instructions, and it's pretty much always the same with the other gigs, it says, please submit your trade show resume or a list of trade show experience, just typed out in an email, along with your professional photos. Professional is the key, no candids, none of that. Professional photos with your best contact phone number and email. I have to be able to get a hold of you through text, through phone call if something pops up when you're at the gig. So I need your phone number, and I definitely need your email just so I can send you any kind of study materials or information about the company or the convention center. Of course, we need phone number and email. So contact phone number and email confirming that you are local to the Dallas, Texas area. This client knows how we work, and he knows that sometimes we'll let people travel in, and he feels the same way I do. Unless he's met you and worked with you before, he doesn't want to take a chance on somebody that's out of market, flaking, or having travel delays or any of that. So we'd really like to keep this local to Texas, like I said, unless we personally know you and can trust that you'll be there. I do work with a lot of people on the auto show circuit that are flight attendants too, that I would trust to do this if they wanted to. So if you're auto show circuit and you have holes in your schedule and your schedule's light, and you're looking to work in Dallas for 3 days, October 23rd to 25th, reach out to me. That's exactly the caliber of talent that we love to book. And if I know you, that's even a bigger plus. So anyways, so Dallas, Texas area, that you'll have reliable transportation. Uber and Lyft are fine. It doesn't mean you have to have your own car, but you have to know how to get yourself to work on time, obviously. And that you have lodging in the region for this booking. So I need confirmation on all of that just to ease my mind. Yes, I've read all your instructions. Yes, I'm from Dallas. I'll get myself to work. You don't have to worry about me. I got you. I tell everybody, your job is to make your boss look good, right? So if you make me look good, it makes me look good to the client's project manager that's putting all this stuff together, that's paying for this, the company looks good, everybody wins. If there's one crack in that whole chain, everything crumbles, and it makes the person above you look bad. So don't be the kink in the chain, right? So anyways, please also note if you speak any additional languages or have relevant experience specific to the printing industry. Printing client would love to hear that. If you say, hey, I worked for Kodak for 12 years and I know about the printing industry, that would be something that would maybe put you above the other talent that you're up against. Same if you speak Spanish in Texas, that would totally help. So if you can do that, let us know. Anything that is a good selling point or unique to yourself, we need to know about. Email to ameritalentagency@mac.com no later than this Thursday. I always put the date a little bit earlier. I'll probably extend this casting through the weekend. And the gig isn't until October, but I want to get the client submissions as early as possible. So again, if you make me look good, I'll make you look good. So get me that stuff soon. And then if you're one of the first submissions, we can get this booked and on lockdown and everything's good to go. Please, no candids, no selfies, nightclubs, lingerie, or swimwear shots. There's a time and a place for that. For Ameritalent, casting for a trade show with a specific client, that's not what we need at all. Conservative, friendly, approachable, professional quality head and body shots are what we need in your submission. And it can be casual, you in jeans, but put yourself in the client's shoes. If you see somebody in jeans and you see somebody in a professional skirt suit or a pantsuit that puts your mind picturing them in your trade show booth, that's gonna help you picture that person meshing with your crew and the normal staff a little bit better. So it's better if you kind of dress the part and pick pictures for the submission that match the job. So that's the main point of it. So no swimwear, no lingerie, none of that stuff for this casting. Not to say there's not a time and a place for that, but this is not it. This specific one is not it. Let's see, conservative, friendly, approachable, professional, quality head and body shot submissions. We will not be visiting any links to social media accounts. We've gone over that. Somebody sent me a snapshot of their social media. It still shows your handle. They can go look you up. It also says in your contract that you won't give out your social media to any of the clients. So self-promotion is not what you're trying to do when you're listed with a talent agent. Anything that you give out should have the agency's contact info. So I mean, there's a fine line. I know a lot of the talent gets close with the whoever's booking or the client themselves, which is great. But if you ever give a phone number or a text, make sure your talent agent knows about it so they can protect you. I mean, there are some people that, shady clients that maybe are trying to get a date on the side or something, and that's not what any of this is about. So be smart about it, you know. We're trying to protect you, and we're also trying to protect our business. So if everybody just understands and is professional about it, then nobody has anything to worry about. It was a big deal. When I first moved to Vegas, I was also giving out cards for my talent agency when I was on jobs, and I learned real quick that I would never work another day in this town if I kept doing that. I worked for Linda Lang, and my last name is Lang, and Linda was a big player in this town, and she didn't like that I was passing out a card to somebody that I thought was cute. I'm like, hey, I have other work. If you want to work, I can get you work too. And I didn't know that that person was actually her roommate. So I never worked for Linda ever again. So no more shoe show for me. And that was the last time I did that. So, you know, you got to keep your stuff separate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to keep your personal stuff separate from the agency stuff. So anyway, let's see what else happened. Let's see, no candid social media accounts, YouTube accounts, or online modeling profiles. You can do that on your own social media, but you don't give that out to an agency client or to the agency. Agency friendly means no personal contact info on there at all. The only place that should have your contact info is the submission email when the agency hits reply, and in the signature of that email. That's it. Not on your web links, not on your websites. If you have websites, there's usually a duplicate button in the builder. Just omit all the direct contact info so you don't have to send individual submission materials every time. Let's see. We do accept agency-friendly links to demo reels. Yeah, we love videos. We love your websites. We love all that. We just don't love your direct contact info on there. What else? Let's see. We do accept agency-friendly links to demo reels and promotional websites that do not include your direct contact info or contact buttons and tabs. Please only send over agency-friendly resumes and photos with their contact info in your email, not your promotional materials, so we can forward them to our client. The easiest thing for me is to have materials that are ready, and I can just click. I can rip them down to my desktop, and then I can pull up an email with the client, and I can just send it to them. So anything you do that makes that easier, you're good in my book. And then it says, thank you for your submission. We look forward to the possibility of working for you. So if you submit, that doesn't mean we added you to the roster. So you can hit the subscribe button, and whether we accept you or not, you'll get our casting links, like our email cast blast, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily listed with the agency. You're just on our mailing list. So if you go to Ameritalent.com, there's a section for modeling headshots that's on there. And those are the people that are listed with us. We are looking for new talent. If you know anybody in the Dallas area, let us know. We're getting some decent submissions, but there's a new crop of talent coming around. So I would like to meet all of you. If you have any questions or have an idea for another video, let us know. I just wanted to go over real quick a bad submission and a good submission, just to give a little bit more clarity on this. And I asked her, okay, she just wrote back. I had asked this girl, Rachel Herbert, sent over her information. She's a Dallas local. She's interested in working this. Let me read you what a good submission looks like. First of all, let me check something funny. I didn't look at this. Okay, so her email isn't like hotbabe69@yahoo.com. You don't want to have stuff like that when you're submitting to an agency. She has a professional email, miss.rachelherbert at whatever her handle is. That's totally fine. But we do look at stuff like that. So you might want to think about that before you send some junk over from a weird email that doesn't look professional. That's kind of the first part of the audition process, right? And she titled it, while printing United Submission, Dallas, Texas, to whom it may concern. I'm an experienced model, trade show, convention model living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I am not registered with your agency, but a friend who is forwarded me your email for the casting call. I only speak English, but I'm conversational in French. I worked the Print Expo in Chicago. That's awesome. I've done that show too, so that's good to hear. Chicago's pretty serious about their trade shows too. That convention center is huge. People are really professional in Chicago. It was weird moving to Vegas. Business casual is more like skirts and a flip-flop. So to me, the fact that she's worked in Chicago shows that she has probably a work ethic and a sense of professionalism. Let's see, year after year. So she was repeatedly booked, which means she didn't get booked once and get asked not to come back. So that's good. Let's see. Please see my resume email attachment. Please contact me at your earliest convenience about this opportunity. I can be reached by phone. She left her phone number and she gave me her first and last name. The first thing I noticed is that she's smiling. She's got a great look, and these are professional quality photographs, right? She kind of looks like a young Diana Ross. I love the look. So, I mean, it looks a little blurry right now because I'm doing this on my laptop, but that's a great headshot. Here's another one. She's smiling. We need variety. I don't want to send just one picture to the client. They want to see a couple different angles. And then she must have some automotive trade show experience too, automotive marketing, because there's a live shot of her actually at an event. So she does work. She's not just making stuff up on an email submission. So I would ideally like a few more, but I can tell we're on the right path. I can always email her and ask her for more. And she does not have, she read directions, look at that. She does not have any personal contact info on this resume, which is awesome. I can't tell you how many people forget about that. And if it's in a format where I can delete it to forward it on to the client, I will, but it's another step that I have to do, which I'd rather not do, right? Yes, there's copy and paste, but I mean, if the talents are stepping up and serious about getting booked, they're gonna do it the right way. So I can see right there that she at least can follow directions for the casting call or has done this before and knows the industry. Let's look at what she has to say. So already, I'll read further. At this point, you could have lost me 4 times. If you had some kind of funky email, if your pictures didn't look right, I'm not even gonna read any other attachment that you have. And this is how most agencies are. It's not just me. I can't tell you how many agent-friendly Facebook groups there are of agents just with memes going on rants about, I don't want to say how dumb the talent is, but kind of how dumb the talent is. Don't be like that. And you know, sometimes stuff slips through and we have an off day, but really, if you're submitting for a job, that's your first impression. Like, be a professional about it, right? So her education was in Pennsylvania. Narration, I love narrators because typically that's kind of a tier above in the pecking order of promo model, trade show model, presenter. Somebody has to be confident enough to get up and speak on a product. You know that if we're casting for booth hostess or a booth receptionist or a crowd gatherer, that they're probably not going to be shy and they'll be okay with that. So let's see here. Let's see, narration for Acura and auto shows, product specialist for Ford, moderator, product demonstrator, crowd gathering for Nabisco, Candy Expo, Pizza Expo, sales. Sales is always bonus points. If you have sales experience, this is marketing, and this isn't about you as the model when you're doing promotions and trade shows. This is definitely about the client that's booking you and them making sales to potential attendees that could be potential customers for them, to attendees that could be their potential customers, right? So let's see. She's also done some tours, so she's used to traveling. She's been a tour manager. Managers get a plus in my book, just because you don't become a manager from being disorganized or lacking experience. Let's see here. Let's see, just being somebody in the industry, some of these brands I recognize. So I'm familiar with the agencies she's worked for, and I'm familiar with their standards. So that always helps. If you have Film, industrial film, music videos, national print ads, that's always awesome too. If you're a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader, let us know. If you have some kind of reality TV show cred or soap opera cred, let us know, because that's all unique selling points for us pitching you to our client, and sometimes can result in an elevated day rate. The other thing too is send us your day rate. So we don't quote pricing. You're an independent contractor. We don't give you a normal paycheck. You're telling us what you're willing to do the booking for. So if you need travel included, put it in there. If you're wanting a certain day rate, put it in there. I can't guarantee you that it's not going to be too high, because you have to leave room for the talent agency to put their commission, which is typically 20% or more than what you're asking. So if you're asking for $600 a day, you're not leaving much padding for the talent or the talent agency to take out their fee for their services, for putting your promotional packet together, putting the deck together with you and other talent, for submitting to the client, for doing the contracts and paperwork between us and the client, between us and you, between us and the other talent. If we're dealing with any travel, if we're getting receipts from you that we have to reimburse on our end for our tax records, that all takes time and money, not to mention any kind of advertising on our websites, on rent that we have to pay for, utilities. A talent agency can rarely run off 20%. So if the talent agency is taking more than 20%, it could be 20% over under, it could be more than 20%. If you tell me you're happy working for $200 a day, if I book you for $6, that's not your business. It's an over under. So when I say over under, say you say that you want to work for $200 a day. Typically there's a 20% deduction from whatever your rate is. So it's not going to get submitted at $200. It'll get submitted at more to the client. And then there might be a 20% markup and a 20% that goes to the agency. That's over under. If you're talking more about just like a buy sell, a talent might say, hey, I'll do it for $200 a day. If the talent agency can book you for $1,000 a day, that's on them. They're putting in the work. They know what the client will pay. You said you are happy working at $200 a day. So that stuff it's industry standard not to discuss that. So it's just kind of an unspoken etiquette of working for a talent agency. So I'm sure any agency you've ever listed with tells you not to discuss day rate. That's why. And you never know how the agency is pitching it to the client. They could be getting money for travel expenses to help get your day rate up higher. You don't know. Stay out of that. That's not your lane. Stay in your lane. Be on time. Look pretty. Have your hair done. Be clean. Be friendly. Be happy. That's all you need to do. And follow instructions and read your email. And that starts with following instructions on the submission to the talent agency. So let me go over one that's not so good. Oh man, let me see if I can find this. I'm going to pick on somebody that I know. Hopefully she doesn't take offense to it. I don't think she will. I think this is just a miscommunication. She has worked for me before for Ameritalent. She's beautiful. She has professional pictures. She has good headshots. So it's not a question of her not having them, as you can see what I'm about to show you, but I can't do this. I cannot take this information and submit it to the client. Sorry, I'm gonna throw you under the bus, girl. This girl is Tati. It has her direct contact info. This is a screenshot. And you know she's got the pictures on there. She looks great. That's awesome. But I can't do that. Girl, you should know better. Come on. Send me, and you might not have known that we don't keep this stuff on file. That's why I'm taking this time to explain this. But it just says I'm available. And it's like, okay, I don't think you live in Dallas, so you're saying you're available. I think you live in Las Vegas, so did you move? I don't know. The fact that you screenshotted this, you and I have been in the industry for a while, so are these current pictures? Are they old pictures? I don't know. You see my point? So submit new current stuff. Drop me a couple lines and tell me what's up. Tell me if you're willing to get your own travel. She didn't read the instructions because it doesn't have a day rate in there. So this is what I'm talking about. Another thing that we can't do, I cannot take submissions like this one. I've never met this person before. I'm sorry if you're watching our Facebook page and you're mad that I'm calling this out, but I'm doing it to try to help you. She is local to Texas and she is a pretty girl. This is a selfie and I zoomed it in, so it kind of looks like a headshot, but if I zoom it out and show you the other stuff, That's a body shot, but that's not what people mean when they say send a body shot. It can't just be you in a t-shirt. I'm not sure how old this person is. With that picture, she could literally be 13 years old, and I don't know that. And it's not professional. This one, she looks a little bit older, but I mean, it's a bit hokey with the pose and stuff. Like, it's not professional. It's a candid taken outside, and some agencies are fine with that. But if it says submit a professional picture, that's not it. We cannot send that to the client. They would laugh us out of town. Everybody on earth could be a model if you could just go pose by a tree and take a picture, right? And then as far as the resume goes, let's take a peek at that. She is pretty. I just wish she had some professional headshots. We actually have a photographer that's shooting in Dallas. She's being circulated on our Facebook too. Verena, she actually works with me at Auto Show, but she's in the film industry and has amazing equipment and can take amazing headshots. So if you're watching this, we should connect you two together, because if you have any experience, which I'm about to look at on your resume, your pictures are what's holding you up from getting gigs. And possibly your personality. I don't know you. Sorry. I mean, I don't know you, so I don't know. Let's see. Yep, she is from Texas. It's got all her direct contact information in here, which I've never met her before, so it's good to have, but I would definitely have that off the resume. She's been doing BA work for across the nation. I promote the companies they work for and work their events. Well, yes, honey, that's what all promote people do. We need a little bit more information. Like what companies did you work for? What was your position? Brand ambassador, I was passing out pens, or I stood by the car and talked about a couple selling points of the car. Like, that's the industry. What you said was kind of redundant. The industry is companies talking about their products. I get that. She used to be a cashier, so maybe this is somebody that's crossing over. This is why we actually came out with the book, Breaking into Promotional Event Modeling, for people exactly at this stage to break it all down, because I can't fault you if you don't know, but I can take it upon myself to teach you. And so there's a book if you need some help. I guarantee you'll make your money back in the first month. If you follow the instructions, you'll get a lot more work. We also had a webinar about how to make 6 figures in the promotional event modeling space. So get it together. You're a pretty girl. You could be making a lot of money. Let's see what else here. Norton National, sporting events, monster jams. Looks like the extent of this is BA work. BA work, brand ambassador work, is a great place to start, but there's further up to go the chain and more money to be made if you check in with yourself, check in with your pictures, and get feedback or help from the right people. This industry gets really weird because people don't like helping other girls because they're all vying for the same work. But I love to teach. Sometimes my videos might come off a little ranty, but this could help you guys. So I'm going to start doing more videos. If you have certain questions you want answered, please comment in the comments below, and I'll do my best to do shorter videos that are a little bit more precise and to the point. But at least you get the gist of what we're going to get into with these behind the agency video series. All right, my name's Randy. If you want to submit for the Dallas booking, please go to our Facebook page, find the casting alert, click the link, read the instructions, and submit properly so it doesn't end up in the trash can. Thanks so much, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.